Imagine our world without the moon. What would happen? Will we still be alive? What would the weather be like? Today in this video, we'll be talking about what would happen if the moon disappeared. There's a theory that proposes that the moon formed during a collision between the Earth and another small planet, about the size of Mars. The debris from the impact collected in orbit around Earth to form the moon. A show called Avatar: The Last Airbender teaches us the importance of the moon and how the world would fall out of balance without it.
It will hurt everyone, including you. Without the moon, everything would fall out of balance. You have no idea what kind of chaos that would unleash on the world.
He is right, Tao. General.
There's also some evidence that a full moon can lead to less deep sleep and a delay in entering into REM sleep. On top of that, some studies have shown a slight change in cardiovascular conditions during a full moon. Scientists continue to study how the moon influences various physiological systems. Let's dive into what the moon even is. The moon is the brightest and largest object in our night sky. It makes Earth a more livable planet and moderating our home planet's wobble on its axis. This helps lead to a relatively stable climate. The moon also causes tides, creating a rhythm that has guided humans for thousands of years. The moon influences many things, including our oceans, weather, and the hours in our days. Without the moon, tides would fall, nights would be darker, seasons would change, and the length of our days would alter. Without the moon, Earth would spin faster. The days would be shorter, and the force which causes moving objects to be deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere due to the Earth's spin would be much stronger. If the Earth did not have a moon, winds would be tornado-like 24/7. On top of that, animals wouldn't even be able to survive. If you've looked into moon gazing before, you've probably encountered plenty of suggestions about what the moon's power can do. The moon is traditionally associated with fertility and new growth. For example, in medicine, moonlight is believed to help heal and soothe the body. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, they used spirit water to help heal and soothe the body, just as the moon does.
Wow, that's good water.
As you can see, we draw so much energy from the moon, and that is very beneficial. The full moon's energy is at its peak and is very powerful. We can use this energy to see what is no longer serving our intentions. Many other planets can be affected by gravitational pull without the moon. Plants will be damaged without the moon too. The moon causes temperature changes that the planets cannot live with. And if our plants can't live through this, we can't either. Plants help us live more than you can ever imagine. But who would want to live without the moon? There are so many benefits that we have because of the moon. The moon is a source of light on more than half the nights. It's also quite beautiful in the sky. You can even use the position of the moon and its shape to determine the approximate time as well as which way is north. The moon is the only heavenly body whose surface could be seen in some detail by the unaided eye and thus always piqued our scientific and exploration interest. Eventually to the point where humans would devise ways to get there that eventually worked, pushing our technology forward all the while. If we didn't have a moon, temperatures in Central Europe would be around 60 degrees Celsius in the summer and negative 50 degrees in winter. The things that comes to mind is in bodies of water, such as oceans and bays, and even lakes, is utter water stagnation. There are so many creatures in which the tides are so important. The idea that life would not evolve has no basis. Life did not start in pools, but rather in the open ocean, where the winds emulsified hydrocarbons with surfactants. So what do you guys think? Some argue that we can live without the moon, while some argue that we cannot live without the moon. This question still goes around through our heads and can still be answered through scientific proof.